Started rugby when I was five years old. Yeah, rugby league. I started. Yeah.
What other sports do you play when you were a kid?
Basketball, and then my mum banned me from playing it because I was trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
And started probably seriously doing weights and conditioning when I was like 14, 15. I got into it because of my brothers. Like I saw their sort of physical transformation, and then it kind of fascinated me. I used to just sort of, when I was younger, just go to the gym and do what I wouldn't even go in knowing what I wanted to do that day. If there were girls in the gym, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do arms today. I started following a structured program probably year 10, and then I made a lot of progress. That year 9 to 10 off season, put on like 10 kilos, and then, which is probably too much, but it was the first time I followed a structured program and progressed each week, and then progressed pretty fast at that age. Yeah, I would never really do my own, like in the younger years, like extra skill stuff. It was more so if I was going to do extra stuff, it would be extra conditioning or extra weights. In open rugby, you would have time on your own to do. I do like a lot of passing, like even just at home and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't really necessarily go to a field. Outside of like training we did like here, wasn't much because you're training pretty much. You're doing something almost every day. I do like mostly my stretching before, like at night, before bed and things like that, and then before training would be like dynamic stuff. And I had like, because my knees were shit from having an op at 14, I had a lot of like lower body specific warm up stuff that I would do, and I had to be pretty diligent with like doing my trigger balls and my foam rolling and keeping all my lower body pretty loose. Otherwise, my knees would play up, so had to stay on top of it. I kind of pretty much ate the same thing the whole time, but the intensity and like volume of my training changed. So like in an off season, it was mostly just weights with a bit of conditioning, and then once I started into a rugby season, you're doing a lot more running and stuff. So I naturally kind of lost weight doing that without changing my diet too much. But it was mostly like your classic sort of stuff. I was lucky, Mum, she would make my lunches and stuff, like all me and my brothers, and it was always like a lot of rice, a lot of chicken. My diet knowledge then was pretty limited, so I just thought eat as much calories as possible. I was having like 2 litres of milk a day. Just trying to put on weight. The goal would be have a broad diet. There's no real hack to it. Like it's just people who struggle to put on weight. There are tricks like drinking that milk, but some people can't handle drinking 2 litres of milk. Rather than have big meals where each meal you're struggling to get it down, add another meal to the day, so you're eating the same size meals but just more frequently. I just remember eating pretty clean, but not like a bodybuilder, bloody, I can't eat that, it's not in my macros. Like I would eat almost anything, but it was hitting the base level of nutrition. So just getting enough protein, enough carbs, and then if you're hitting that, you're doing, like, you should be sweet. A lot of people skip breakfast, and it's such a big opportunity to get good calories and good macros in. You can just chuck in 6 eggs and boil them up. Pre-workout, I would always have like a pretty simple carbs, like a white rice meal, so maybe like a sushi roll, like a rice bar or something like that, just like fast digesting carbs that aren't going to sit in your stomach kind of weird. Post-workout, you want to get, I was big into my supplements, so I'd always have a shake, and just try to get a meal in, like consisting of good protein, good carbs within an hour or two post-workout. If I was trying to gain weight, I would eat dinner and then I'd probably have a shake before bed. I'd say I'd have breakfast, then would have recess, and recess was pretty much, it was more, it was basically a meal but smaller than my other meals. Might have been like tin of tuna and like a cheese and bacon roll or something like that, like just a nice protein hit. Lunch, pre-workout kind of snack, post-workout meal, which was usually dinner, and then a shake snack pre-bed. So like you're getting 6 kind of hits of food a day. Creatine, I did dabble with pre-workouts here and there, but then I would, like by year 11 and 12, I was just having coffee. Creatine's a big one, like, but yeah, it's the most researched supplement, and it definitely helps. It's not a miracle worker, but it's something that's gonna give you a bit of a boost. Protein too, like, because it's sometimes hard to eat enough meat to hit your protein goals, so protein is just another way to hit your protein goal for the day. I'm very much into my, like, getting my fish oil tablets. Cod liver oil is a big one I've been having now. Because of vitamin A, but we won't get into that, but that helps. And magnesium and zinc I'll have before bed, and I started taking that probably in year 11. Like, I find it helps me have better sleeps. I did dabble with beta alanine for a bit, but I don't really like the tingles you get. So it was pretty eye-opening my first rugby league pre-season, because I thought I was pretty fit, like at school, playing back row, and then I went to league, and front rowers were overlapping me and stuff during the fitness drills, and I was like, shit, maybe I'm not as fit as I think I am. And it was also eye-opening to how hard you could actually push your body. People always talked about, don't overtrain. You're pushing yourself too hard, you'll get injured. I reckon I was going at about 80% of what I could have gone, having gone to rugby league, realising that they really know how to push themselves to the limit, and basically you're just, outside of training, you're just trying to recover. Like, it's because you've just pushed yourself so hard. If you take the piss and don't do your 1%ers and your extras, you will get injured, or you just won't perform at training. But the biggest transition was the training load, having to get used to that, and the intensity of training. But once you get used to that, then it's basically just the same thing, but higher intensity, contact, and speed of game. And league's obviously a faster game than union, but I think that's the biggest thing. When I talk to other players, they say every level you go up, it's the physicality's pretty much on par with each other, but the speed of the game is what changes the most. So you've got to be able to decision make and things like that under fatigue a lot more than you would at a lower level. I did a lot of hill sprints, and I did a little bit of training with John Quinn, Callum Quinn's dad, who and he sort of gave us, me and my brother, a program to do, which is pretty much exactly what we were looking at. The importance of mundane things like stretching and doing your prehab, because when you're young, you don't waking up with aches and pains. You're bouncing out of bed, you're sweet. But even now at 23, like, if I'm not doing that's still young, but if I'm not doing my prehab and things like that, it catches up on you a lot quicker. So getting in those habits would make a massive difference the earlier you start. During high school, I think a lot of boys fall into the trap of wanting to be as big as possible, which is exactly what I did. I just wanted to be big and look the part, and I think that took away a little bit from my conditioning and my speed, and probably took away, like, because rugby players aren't bodybuilders, they are big, but the number one priority, there's no substitute for speed and conditioning. Like, you can be as big and strong as you want, but if you can only play for 10 minutes, then there's no point in you being able to bench 180 kilos. You may as well bench 100 if you can play 80 minutes. So I wish I could go back and just say, yeah, don't have such a big ego, trying to be big, focus more on the athletic side of things. If you had to have a choice between conditioning and weights to improve your rugby, conditioning is number one.
And then, talking through the program.
Yeah.
So I think that's good enough for like all the other stuff. But so looking at it now. So we don't need to go over.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think who's this program for?
I think this program's for really any high schooler that wants to progress at any level, like whether you're in the C's and you want to go up to the B's or the A's, whether you're in the first and you want to play higher honours, go to New South Wales schools, Oz schools. Everyone can benefit from it, and whether you want to bulk up, whether you want to get faster, get fitter, it's a program that's going to touch on all bases for any high schooler wanting to improve their rugby. So everyone can benefit from it.
And then, actually, I just paused it.
Yeah. Tore my ACL when I was 14. Year 9 tore it. Then that was 12 months off. I remember it took me months to get my quad to turn back on. Like, it was,
really?
It was real weird. It's in a knee brace for ages, and then your leg just wastes away, and then it took 12 months to come back from that, but it was sweet after.